to the City of Allen groundbreaking ceremony for the Stephen G. Terrell Recreation Center. It's good to see a nice crowd here, as I know that we're all eager and anticipating the completion of this facility, and today is the first day of that process. First, I'll start off and just let you know that I'm Mayor Ken Falk, and today's a good day. It's a good day to be a citizen of Allen. So we're doing some really good things, and this is one of those things. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of the history of this particular facility and how it came to where it is today. And that is that, the process goes back as far as approximately about 20 years. And that is this land was looked at as a prime site for a community park for the city of Allen. And it may not be that they specifically talked about a recreational facility being here, but we knew that this would be a community park. So over 20 years ago, that process started. And I remember back in around 2004, 2005 time period, we also started talking about another recreational center located on the west side of Allen, kind of talked about this particular location. And it really didn't gain much traction until about 2010, where residents started to identify the need for another city recreation center to serve Allen's growing population, and more so to serve the west side beyond the east side. Because of that demand, there were long-range plans that were incorporated in the Parks and Open Space Master Plan in both 2011 and 2015. Then there were recommendations from a Citizens Capital Improvement Program that led to the passing of a bond election in May of 2016 to provide the funding for a new recreation center. Soon after that bond election, this property, which had been held in trust since 2000, was identified as a perfect location for that new recreation center. Then in November of 2018, the Allen City Council had approved the preparation of a 12-month-long feasibility study to provide architectural vision and also to do a market analysis of the needs for the facility. A series of public feedback opportunities and community meetings began in April of 2019 to solicit input from all Allen residents. From this, city staff and the architecture team provided updates on the facility's proposed features and programming opportunities at a community update meeting in October of 2019. This was then followed by the Allen City Council approving a feasibility study outlining conceptual designs, suggesting amenities, and looking at the estimated project cost in November of 2019. This facility was officially named the Stephen G. Terrell and Recreation Center after longtime Allen Mayor Stephen Terrell in December of 2019. In August of 2020, the Allen Sports Association entered into an agreement to partner with the city and to provide funding assistance for the field house portion of the project. Even though that agreement was made in 2020, there had actually been ongoing discussions for really about 5 years or so in regards to that desire to partner with the city of Allen. Then in October of 2020, interior renderings were revealed and pricing possibilities were discussed at an Allen City Council workshop. Then in February 9th of 2020, the City Council received an update on design, operations, and a funding plan for the Stephen G. Terrell Recreation Center at a workshop that they held then. So in May, the Allen City Council awarded the construction project to Adolphson Peterson, and here we stand today, ready to break ground to build this new facility for all of our residents. So with that, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce the individual that the Recreation Center is named after, Mayor Steve Terrell.
Man, it's so good to be here. I want to thank everybody for showing up this morning, too. I mean, that's a pretty neat deal. But, I'm kind of honored. It's kind of an honor. It's humble. I'm going to be short and brief real quick. Ken said a lot, and things like that. And, but I want to say that, there's a lot of things that go into getting to this point. And that's all the help from all the boards and commission, the people that put their time and efforts into this stuff, the citizens of Allen, Texas that always reelected me for many, many years, for almost 30 years. The city staff that I work with many, many times. What an outstanding group of people all the city staff has been. Working with them. Tim, this is kind of your legacy also. Don't forget. We been through a lot of things. Hiking bike trails, skateboard parks, senior recreation centers, many, many more. And this was kind of one of Tim's legacies too. I don't want to say his last legacy, but he's because he's still our assistant city manager. But he is. It is one of those things that he worked diligently on and all too. I know that, like Ken said, this all started many, many years ago. Actually, a lot longer than that. Close to 30 years ago, which Ken was a part of, was the comprehensive plan, and where we kind of located all this stuff. So that's pretty neat what we've done and what's the comprehensive plan carried through and all the other stuff. But this is, for me, this is one outstanding honor. I want to say one thing also real quick. There's one city staff member that's not here and has retired since then that I worked diligently with and had a great relationship and still do. And that's Peter Vargas, our former city manager. He did an outstanding job with this city also, and he's the one that helped get us to, I say drag us to this point, but not really drag us, but he was the one that put us to this point. Also, I want to also thank the council that I last served with, which put this on me, and that's Kurt Kaiser, Carl Klimacek, Bain Brooks over here, Lauren Daugherty, Gary Kaplinger, Chris Schulmeister, and did I get them all, Chris? Is that 6? Thanks, Chris. And also, but yeah, they were the ones that kind of put this on me, and I also want to thank Ken Falk, the new mayor, and Ken was my mayor pro tem for about 12 years or 11 years, something like that, and. So anyways, he learns well. He learns well. He's done a great job. And he is doing an outstanding job. And I do, wow. I'm kind of taken back. But one of my thing is I was going to say there's more to come. When we get to the ribbon cutting, this particular facility, I get at least 45 minutes at that point. Okay? Because I've got a lot to say at that point. I really, really do. There's a lot of good people that I'm going to talk about and say. I just, I know there's a lot of speakers today. But anyways, and I also want to say one thing really, that they went through all of this process with me every day of my life. And that's one, my daughter Stephanie. And my son couldn't be here this afternoon because he's not feeling well. So we asked him not to come today. And then also my 2 grandchildren. Over here, we have Griffin and Maisie, is sitting right here. And then, and Dave, my son-in-law, is sitting on the very end. He's anchoring down there and making sure nobody escapes. And then also I want to say one thing, too, is I've always had is my wife, Sally. She's been my support. She's been behind me 100%. She's been my love probably, I say, we've been married 45 years, but been 47 years we hung out with each other. And but anyways, and all of her support and effort and everything else she's done, and all the former council members that have been with me and things. I guess I'm going on too long now and starting to rattle. So what I'm going to do is say thank you very much. Thanks to the citizens of Allen. Thanks for the councils that I've served with. I'm very humbled, honored. It's a thing that'll go on, my legacy forever. And my grandkids will come up and play in it, and their kids will play in it, and it'll be here for a long, long time. And I'll say one thing about it. Allen, Texas is that diamond in the rough, and it's a gorgeous city. It's been developed by the people of Allen, Texas, not one individual, not one council member, but the city of Allen was developed by the people. People only told me what they wanted, and we made it happen. Anyways, thank you very much, and I am humbled. Appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to need my notes here. So good morning, everybody, and thanks for being here. As you've heard from both of the mayors, this project has existed in the hopes and dreams and imaginations of so many people in this community for the last 20 years, at least. So I can't emphasize enough what a wonderful day it is to be here today and see dirt moving. So, of course, big dreams often require a big investment. And yes, of course, certainly a big investment in terms of dollars, but also a big investment in terms of the time and energy and commitment that so many people over the years have had in fulfilling the wishes of so many in this community, and a commitment to getting this thing just right. So this process began more than 2 decades ago when the City of Allen purchased the land we're standing on today with the help of a $500,000 grant from Collin County. There have been, again, so many people, so many organizations and entities involved in this. Allen's population has nearly tripled since that time, with much of the growth happening west of US 75. Over the years, our growing community told us loud and clear that an additional recreation center on this side of Allen should be one of the top priorities of our Parks and Rec department. Over the years, the 13 or so years that I've been in Allen, I've heard so many times in so many ways, big and small, from so many people, how much this facility is needed. From small ways like conversations with my neighbors and friends, to the traditional surveys and focus groups, always with extremely high levels of turnout and engagement, to finally a pretty big way, the 2016 bond election, when Allen voters approved $16 million in seed money for this project overwhelmingly. Since that time, we've struck a wonderful partnership with Allen Sports Association, which provides another $3 million towards this project and takes the capabilities of the building to a whole new level. In addition, last and certainly not least, our Community Development Corporation has been able to leverage sales tax dollars, often generated by people who don't live in Allen, to fund the majority of this amenity for all of the people who do live in Allen. Throughout this time, there's been an incredible amount of work happening behind the scenes. Architects, landscape engineers, parks leaders, finance gurus have all brought their expertise to this incredible undertaking. And as a result, we're confident that the Stephen G. Terrell Recreation Center represents the best possible project for the best possible value. We are getting this just right. This facility will reflect the best of Allen. Good value, high quality, a place that we'll all be proud of, and a place where everyone will be welcome. In closing, I want to say a special thank you to our council members, past and present, and especially former Mayor Steve Terrell, for seeing this vision through on behalf of all residents of Allen. We can't wait to welcome you through the doors. It's going to be a little while, but that next party will be even bigger than this one, so thank you. Tommy Berry, the president of our Community Development Corporation.
Howdy and good morning, Mr. Mayor, Council, members of the City Council, Honorable Steve Terrell, Sally, and to my fellow Allen neighbors. I'm very honored today to stand before you, ever so briefly, on behalf of the women and the men who serve on the Allen Community Development Corporation. For those who don't know, the Community Development Corporation is tasked with the great responsibility to serve as stewards of sales tax resources to make projects like the Stephen Terrell Rec Center a reality. The women and men who serve on this community, including my friends George, Ron, Stacy, Tony, Shameen, Matt, and former council member Kurt Kaiser, and the wonderful city staff who we've been blessed to work with on a regular basis, are committed to projects that facilitate a One Allen mindset, that meet the needs of the city's diverse demographics, and that contribute to the economic development and growth of our great city. As we prepare to break ground at this site here this morning, we look to the past with thanksgiving for Mayor Terrell and Sally and all of their years of service to this One Allen community. We also look back with gratitude for all those who had a role in making today's groundbreaking a reality, whether it was members of the Recreation Center Committee, the citizens who came out and guided this process, and the city staff who tirelessly complete countless and thankless tasks each day. And of course, every individual who wined, dined, and shopped in Allen and whose sales tax contributed to this project. In addition to looking at the past, we look to the present with gratitude as our One Allen community breaks free from a quarantine and that this recreation center, once completed and open, will have a role in bringing this community together again. We also pray for the safety of the women and men whose labor will make this vision a reality. And finally, as we look ahead to the days that the Stephen G. Terrell Recreation Center is open, my friends on the Allen Community Development Corporation and I hope that those who use this beautiful facility will strengthen their resolve to serve others. They'll run the extra mile for their neighbor. They'll stop and watch the kids, our future, laugh and experience joy without fear or electronics. They'll learn how to add spice to both their cooking skills and daily life. And they'll enjoy the games of pickleball, basketball, and even the game of life as time falls off the clock. Of course, I would not do my job as the president of the Community Development Corporation if I did not reiterate that the funding for this project is made possible through the sales tax collected in Allen when you wine, dine, and shop. So I hope that later today, you find yourself shopping at one of the many great Allen retail stores or at the restaurants and make the next project that brings the city of Allen together as one Allen possible. Thank you again, Honorable Terrell, Sally, for your years of service to the community. Thank you, Mayor Folk, for allowing the Community Development Corporation to be a part of today. And with that, I'll hand this over to my colleague, Jared Shelton, the president of the Allen Sports Association.
Good morning. My name is Jared Shelton. I'm honored to serve as the current president of the board of directors for the Allen Sports Association, Allen's second oldest 501c3 volunteer-based organization and a co-sponsored organization of the city of Allen. Our mission at ASA is to provide leadership, structure, and sports programs to prepare kids for life. With this beautiful new facility, we will be better equipped than ever to make good on that mission. Over the years, ASA has enjoyed a strong partnership with the City of Allen. We are appreciative to have had a seat at the table during the collaborative design process for the Stephen G. Terrell Recreation Center. We are excited about partnering in this unique facility that is family-friendly, easily accessible, and state-of-the-art. As some of you may be aware, ASA has outgrown our current footprint for indoor sports. This new competition gym that will be housed here in the Terrell Recreation Center will allow us to better meet the needs of the kids in our community. Not just a place where they can play and compete, but where they can learn, build good life habits, get healthier, and develop new friendships. This facility helps meet practical needs as well as aspirational ones, as it allows for future growth opportunities for ASA and the City of Allen to expand our partnership in indoor sports, better serving future generations. I'd like to give a special thank you to ASA Executive Director Jennifer Haskell. She can't be with us today. Her son is getting married, which is a pretty good excuse to be away today. So thank you to Jennifer. To all of the ASA board members and staff who have put in a lot of time and effort on this project. In particular, steering committee member Brant Wood, former board president Tim Bray. We're joined today by former ASA Executive Director, longtime Executive Director Ken Guest. Ken, it's great to see you, and thank you for being here. Thank you for all your work on this. The rest of the board and staff, thank you to the city, for the city council, city leadership, the city staff, everybody who's come together to help make this project possible. We're very, very excited at Allen Sports Association for this new chapter. And also a congratulations to you, Mayor Terrell, on this very well-deserved recognition of your leadership and service to our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all the speakers for all your great information provided to us here for this event today. I definitely want to let you know that this just represents the tip of the iceberg as far as the people that have been involved in this project. There are many others in our community that have participated in many different ways. We've had a lot of people in a lot of these boards and commissions over the years that they've participated and they've kind of gone on to doing something else. But it's literally just hundreds, if not thousands, of people that have directly been involved in bringing this project to fruition today. So with that, we're ready to do what we came here to do, and that is to break ground, to get this party started, so to say. So.